I'm back again. Maybe for good, maybe for not. Who knows? The devil's been trying to keep me busy, and I've kept myself busy with trying to figure out how I want to organize things, but I'm just jumping in because otherwise I'm never going to do it. Part of my issue is okay, do I talk to you guys like you already know a lot of things, or do I talk to you like you are a baby Christian? Or do I talk to you like you aren't Christian? And I decided I'm going to do a hodgepodge because that's the way my brain works anyway. And I'll probably sprinkle in some opinions here and there on things going on that I think people need to wake up to, which you may or may not be privy to the info. And if you are privy to it, maybe this will motivate. It's not late. Okay, yes, it is. Motivate you to share and try and help wake people up because, guys, we can't do this alone. We've all got to jump in here. James 3:1 says, "Not many of you should become teachers, my fellow believers, because you know that we who teach will be judged more strictly." I don't feel like I'm being a teacher in this case. First off, because I really don't want to be judged more strictly. But part of the reason for that is because I feel like I'm not qualified to be a teacher. I'm just trying to share knowledge that I've acquired over the years that a lot of people don't have. So to help disqualify myself from being a teacher, hopefully, prayerfully in God's eyes as well as yours, but mostly God's, I'm going to say do your own research. I gloss over things for a reason so that you guys can do your own research for one thing, but also because I don't feel I'm qualified to go into too much detail with any of this. I'm not a teacher, I'm not an expert. I am merely sharing the beliefs that I have, the conclusions that I have come to over the years. Do your own research and test what I'm saying because, again, I'm not an expert or a teacher. But I do believe what I'm talking about is true to the best of my ability with the knowledge that I have right now. Okay, I think I'm done psychobabbling for this video. Maybe. Maybe I'll just always psychobabble and won't teach anything. I don't know. No, that's not true because the reason I came on here tonight is because I was talking with someone and I was warning them against accepting anything from people you don't know or that you do know and don't trust, and try not to leave anything around for people to grab onto because that is the spiritual world is very technical. And even if an ignorance of the law, of the spiritual law, is not an excuse, unfortunately. I don't know, maybe it's not, unfortunately, because the answers are in the Bible and we are supposed to read the Bible and do what we can to understand it. So there's that. And on that same note, I found a few verses to back up what I'm saying. Ephesians 4:18, "They are darkened in their understanding, alienated from the life of God because of the ignorance that is in them due to their hardness of heart." And 2 Corinthians 2:11, "So that we would not be outwitted by Satan, for we are not ignorant of his designs," which obviously a lot of us are. I am assuming that the author's letter was to people that were diligently studying to know the ways and means of the enemy. And in case you aren't aware, the Bible talks a lot about God hardening people's hearts. And as a non-teacher, there's no way I'm going to go into that, at least not right now. So again, do your own research. I'm sorry I keep saying that, but I'm not a teacher. I don't want to be considered a teacher as far as this goes because I don't know much of anything. I'm just sharing what I have come to. I'm just sharing the conclusions I've come to over the years and trying to back up what I can with scripture. And then Hosea 4:6, it's God talking to his people, and he says, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge." I found a video that I think explains pretty well why you need to be careful about accepting gifts. It's 22 minutes long. I do highly suggest that you watch it. The video I was just talking about mentioned the story of Achan in the Bible, and I looked it up to give you different verses to find, but it looks like there's quite a few. It's mostly in Joshua, and I think it looks like it's also mentioned maybe in Second Chronicles. Basically, God ordered the people to burn cursed items, and Achan kept at least one, if not more, and hid it from everybody, and they lost a battle, and God told Joshua there's a cursed item in the camp, and they had to figure out who had it, and once they got rid of it, then things turned around for them again. Speaking of cursed items, I did a search in the search engine, and there are all kinds of videos and articles on that subject. Did I also say, besides being careful with what you accept, also need to be careful with what you give, whether it's intentional or not? This is gross, but you need to be careful besides hair and hairbrushes, toothbrushes, like if someone comes to your house or whatever. This is toenail clippings. I've heard of that. Someone that wants to do a curse on you, they know no bounds. I think that's it for this one. I gave you a few pointers, and I just want to do a few at a time, I think. If you have any suggestions for things that you think people need to know regarding the spiritual world, that's such a hard word to say. The spiritual world. I still can't do it. Anyway, if you have anything that you think I need to discuss, do please email me. Also, feel free to email me if you want to vent about anything, have an opinion on current events, anything like that. My email is spillingteawithspunkysparky@gmail.com. Thanks for listening. Please share this. People need to know this stuff. Thank you, and until next time, and God bless.